I'm Johnny B, and welcome to McKinney ISD Sports Talk, and we are going to talk about the Boyd Broncos here with head coach Don Drake. And Don, I'm interested to know what you said to the kids Thursday night game at home, big district game, because that defense came out and put a net down.
Well, we knew it would be a tough football game. I mean, our games against Plano have been very competitive over the 5 years we've competed with them. The kids had 2 great weeks of practice, because that one fell after our open week. So, as I pointed out last week, I thought the open week fell at the right time. We came in rested, we came in fresh, the kids were focused, had some great practices leading into that ball game, and then obviously they went out and performed really, really well.
You had a big signature win earlier this year against Capel, but this performance, Plano rushed the ball 37 times for 64 yards. That works out to a 1.73 average. If you're going to keep somebody to less than 2 yards a carry, you're going to win football games, but they were all around the football.
Yeah, defensively our kids did a great job. I'm so excited for them and the way that they played. I've said this many times, we feel really good about our defense. We really do. Those kids show up and they play hard every week and they play physical, and they went and did that Thursday night and did an outstanding job.
Grant Ressmeyer, your quarterback, came in, replaced a third-year starter. A lot of people, and we've talked about this before, said, what kind of quarterback is he going to be? Is he going to be a manager? Is he going to be a game changer? He is just so efficient week in and week out. 7 out of 15, 129 for 2 touchdowns. He rarely makes a mistake that hurts you.
He's playing extremely well. We've said that several weeks already this year, and he came out the other night. Obviously, they pressed us up there on the opening play from scrimmage, and we were able to connect on the deep ball out there to Jeremiah Campbell to set up the 1-yard touchdown run by Dedrick to start the football game. And we felt like coming in, we needed to be able to make some of those big play opportunities for ourselves in the passing game, and we were able to do that several times the other night, which helped us open that lead.
When you have a back like Dedrick, kind of like what Mike has at North with Ronald Jones, people are going to crowd that box. Jeremiah Campbell, to speak of, is really emerging, catching that ball. 6 catches for 119 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's another element of your game you're going to need.
It is, and we feel like we've got a great receiving core. It was Jeremiah's night the other night, but it's been a different kid other weeks, when we've gone out and thrown the ball really well. So, we feel pretty good about where we are offensively with what we can do with the running game, and then also what we can do with the passing game.
Do we kind of take Dedrick Scrivens for granted sometimes? He's always there. He's always a gamer. 18 carries, 92 yards. He's in, he makes big plays. Sometimes we just expect that out of him.
Yeah, sure you do, and he's a big part of what we do, and there's no doubt. And other teams know that as well, which is why they play us the way that they do. And so it was great to see some other kids be able to make some of those plays the other night, which helped us jump out in front and get the lead that we needed.
All right, let's go to the highlights and check out the McKinney Boyd Broncos Thursday night from Ron Poe Stadium.
Again, you see our defense. This is Plano's first series. You've got Keaton Livingston there from the safety position running down and making that tackle. And, it was a great defensive effort by our kids, a great team defensive effort, guys flying around and making plays. There you see our opening play from scrimmage there Friday to set up that 1-yard touchdown run that you see right here as I was talking to just a second ago.
That's a great throw and great over-the-shoulder catch by Campbell.
Yeah, it was. It was outstanding. Again, you see a lot of red right there, making plays in the backfield, containing that run game, being very physical up front, physical at the point of attack, which is extremely important. There's Noah Prater in the backfield creating a huge play for us for a negative yardage play.
Yeah, when you watch these highlights, look how that might be the longest run from scrimmage all night, and there's a fumble, and you guys red all around the ball.
Yeah, it's great to see. It's fun to watch that kind of defense play.
Here you are on defense again. It's an option. And look at everybody staying at home. Very important. Not only just physical, Don, but great technique out of your defense.
Yeah, the kids played all their assignments really well. We executed very well, on both sides of the football. And you're able to make things, like that happen when you do that.
Not only interior, but your corners coming up and making a big play, as we saw. Again, a smothering defensive units. And then, Dedrick being Dedrick, hard running. Here's Grant with a nice sprint out and then throwing back.
Yeah, and it was a great job by Jeremiah there to create some space and be able to make that touchdown catch. Again, you see our defense here swarming to the football, and a lot of guys just running the football and wanting to make plays. This was a great play here. We were backed up 1st and 26 there on our own 6, I believe, and ran the stretch play and gave us that breathing room that we needed. We were able to go back to the air again to Jeremiah and get a big first down right there.
It's one of the great things about having Dedrick. He did that against Capel. You were backed up at the 1-yard line. He almost took it to the house. He's just got that great burst of speed that once he breaks containment, he can get out there for you.
He is, and Plano's a great defense, and so you may run the ball in there a few times and not get much, and then all of a sudden it's going to break. And so our conversation with Dedrick all week last week was just got to keep running hard because eventually it's going to pop, and it did the other night a few times for some big gains.
Grant does a great job of getting rid of the ball. Even on a sprint out, got it there and throws a nice ball and big first down.
He's been very composed throughout the season, and again, we've touched on this many times. You graduate a seasoned veteran in Curtis Ladd, and you've got a first-year starter coming in, and he's definitely playing very, very well for us. There's another great ball on the back shoulder fade there. Jeremiah makes a great adjustment, catches that one, and gets it in the end zone.
In this game, I think what I saw most out of your QB is he put the ball where it needed to be put for the receiver to make a play.
Yeah, and one of the things we talked to him about is, put us into one-on-one matchup, put the ball out there in a place that we can go catch it, and then your teammate's got a job to do too, right? He's got to position himself and go make a play, and those guys have been doing that for us all year.
And when you have a first half as good as you did defensively, you may think there would be a letdown. If anything, your team clamped even more. Look at all these red jerseys around the football.
Yeah, that was our message to them at halftime. You've played a great first half. We've got to go out and play a great second half because they're a good quality football program they're going to continue to battle, and we've got to continue to keep that momentum in our favor.
Yeah, the one thing that you just see play after play is your defensive line with just disruption. Great coverage downfield, you get the sack.
Yeah, that was definitely a coverage sack. They were trying to throw the hitch game. We smothered them, and we were able to get that pressure from the defensive line. There's Grant on an option carry. There, tucking it up, getting some nice yardage for us.
Yeah, that's another thing we forget about his game. He is a good runner with the football.
He is. It's kind of deceptive. When you watch him run, you think, well, he's not really moving that fast, but he's done a great job all year, and when we've asked him to carry the football, about making those carries.
Big special teams turnover right there.
No doubt. Special teams are a huge part, and there's another example of what I was talking about. We've shoved that run up in there several times for minimal gains, and all of a sudden it breaks and gave us that score we needed to really seal the victory.
Great backside pursuit there. I mean, your kids really look like they had fresh legs too.
They played really hard for 4 quarters, and that's what we preach all the time, and they did a great job. Here, Caden Markham comes in the game and breaks a great run right there at the end of the ball game. He's exciting to watch as well. He's a sophomore running back for us, and set up this field goal opportunity by Drew there to make it 29-0 at that point.
Well, it doesn't get any easier. It's crunch time in the district, and you have to go on the road this week. Flower Mound Marcus. What do you see from them?
They're a big offensive and defensive line. I mean, their kids are huge. I told the coach yesterday when we spoke, I said, I think you've got 10 guys standing on the sideline that are as big as anybody we've got on our football team, and the kids on the field are bigger than that. And so they're very big, they're very physical. They're trying to establish that run game with Nate Hopkins, and so we've got to do a great job again of containing another running game. And then defensively, they don't make many mistakes. They play really hard, they play really aggressive, and so we've got to go execute. But it's a big ball game in the district race. We can't afford to let down and to have to go on the road and play them at their place. It's another huge matchup for us.
Being a former defensive player, all I can say is you limit anybody to 1.73 yards a carry, you're going to win some good football games.
Well, there's no doubt. There's a lot to be said for playing great defense, and we believe that, and our kids have done that, and we expect them to go do it again on Friday.
Don, best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time. Coach Don Drake of the Boyd Broncos. Should be an exciting week, and we'll talk about it next Monday on McKinney ISD Sports Talk.